One of the most intriguing characters in Resident Evil 4, or even Resident Evil as a whole, has to be the Merchant, and I'm sure some would agree with me. There's not much we know about him other than the fact that he provides us with whatever we need, heals, guns, explosives, etc., as long as you have the cash to pay. But there's something about him I can't quite put my finger on. That's what we are here to discuss. I've gathered a decent amount of theories surrounding this entity, so without further ado, let's get into it. Many players never notice this, but the Merchant's eyes glow orange like the Ganados when it is nighttime in game. This hints at the fact that he has been infected with the Las Plagas. However, if that's the case, then how is he able to seemingly control himself? All Ganados infected with Las Plagas are aggressive and are constantly trying to kill you throughout the game. Yet this one, the Merchant, never seems to have any intention of hurting Leon. Now this could be caused by a number of things. First off, it could be that he too is an American, as he is one of the only Ganado able to speak English, and was infected by the Plagas by Sadler. He could have worked under Sadler as a scientist or researcher before he decided to start his takeover on Spain. This isn't too far-fetched considering the Big Cheese, otherwise known as Chief Mendez, seems to have control over his actions too, yet clearly is infected by the virus. This would explain why he is able to travel from place to place, everywhere from caves in the village all the way to the military island without being killed, as we know Ganados won't attack their own kind. So could it be that he is a friendly Ganado that still has some self-control, willing to do business with anyone who can pay the price? Or is it something much, much darker? As we know, Lewis was an ex-scientist from Sadler, researching Las Plagas in secret, as I mentioned earlier. The Merchant could very possibly have been a scientist working under Sadler as well. This begs the question if Lewis had ever interacted with the Merchant on a more personal level before the outbreak. This opens up another very possible theory, which is that the Merchant is a relative of Louis Serra. In files that can be found throughout the game, we learned that Lewis has knowledge of multiple secret passages scattered throughout the region, because his grandfather used them to get from place to place when teaching Lewis how to hunt. Chief Mendez even states that if he knew that Louis Serra's grandfather was alive, he would have used him to find Lewis. This opens up the idea that Mendez knew Louis's grandfather and is aware that it's possible he could still be alive. The reason I believe this is so intriguing is because the Merchant pops up in multiple underground caves and passages throughout the game. These same passages he could have used to show Louis how to hunt when he was younger. Another thing is that the Merchant wears a mask hiding his face. This could mean if he were to ever run into Mendez, he wouldn't know that he was Louis Serra's grandfather, just by looking at him, leaving only his eyes visible. Meaning if Mendez were to ever see the Merchant, he wouldn't be able to see his face, but he would see his glowing red eyes, showing that he too was a Ganado. He could be using his mask and Merchant disguise as a way to hide himself from the higher-ups. So this begs the question, is the Merchant actually Louis's grandfather? There are plenty of more theories and ideas I could go into, but I decided I'll leave that to you all in the comments. Do you think the Merchant is a regular local that was infected by the Plagas and was able to gain control? Or do you think that there's something more going on than what we know? Regardless, according to the Resident Evil 4 remake leaks, the Merchant's lore and character is going to be expanded upon quite a lot, as well as other characters like Ada, Lewis, and my personal favorite, Krauser. But that's it for me. I'm out of here. If you haven't seen my No Merchant attempt that I uploaded Wednesday, I suggest you do. Probably one of the more funnier videos I've made. Other than that, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.